I'm John. Welcome to the JOHNiVERSE. Today, the JOHNiVERSE visits the Petersen Automobile Museum. This is my first time in the Petersen Museum, so I hope you're as excited as I am. Life goes by pretty fast if you don't look up and catch it, or something like that. That's what Ferris Bueller said, and this is the famous 1961 Ferrari GT250. Except it isn't. There were too few produced, and John Hughes wanted to destroy one, so they couldn't do it for the film. So they had a local replica company in 1985 make a replica, and that's what this is it. This is a replica Ferrari that they built and destroyed, which I think we can all agree with. I don't know, I'm feeling pretty sick today. I don't know if I'm going to class today. I feel like I gotta go around Chicago and have a good time. I am the sausage king of Chicago. So I'm standing in front of the 1986 Corvette Indy. The Corvette Indy was an aggressive redesign of the Corvette, and I find it really awesome. One of the things that these prototypes did back in the day was they did a lot of work with the canopy, which I think is a concept that should be incorporated today. It gives a great line of view, and it makes it really futuristic. I think one of the most interesting design features of the Corvette Indy 1986 is that, as you can see here, it has a mid-engine design, which in 1986 for Corvette was nearly heresy, as they always had front engine designs. Now it's interesting because they recently incorporated in the core Ferrari design the mid-engine. And yet here were the designers incorporating it in 1986. And I think that's a common theme that you're gonna see with these prototype cars, is that things that were brought from the future into the present took a while to be incorporated into the production cars. So the Corvette Indy 1986, dope car, way ahead of its time. So this is a 1984 Cadillac Seville that the Petersen Museum got from the #1 pimp in Detroit in 1985. He pimped over 1,200 women to the tune of over 10,000 tricks in this 1984 Cadillac Seville. And if you look close, you can see the marks. Petersen Museum, super classy. That's what the CS stands for, super classy. Big pimpin'. So I'm here with the cult famous Buick Grand National. Throughout the 80s, Buick had a reputation as a super boring old person's car. So they created this white trash rocket to break that reputation, and they did. And they made a very limited number of these bad boys, and they have really created a cult following over the years. They basically made a legal stock car, and they just loaded it up with a ton of horsepower and really blew that boring, staid Buick reputation out of the water with this bad boy. So Buick Grand National, mint condition. Konnichiwa, motherfucker. This is the Nissan Skyline. This is one of the original ones from '95. What's special about this is everything. It was a car that Nissan built one of so that they could have a race legal one to race. And the requirements at the time were that you had to build at least one for the open market. So they built this monster. Now this one was of lore because no one could import these things back at the time. And so there were legends about this monstrous Nissan that could just smoke everybody, but no one had seen one. And now you've seen one. This is a prime example. So, arigato, konnichiwa, da 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 da, gotcha. Honestly, it's a fantastic car. This 1989 Chrysler Domani was built by a motorcycle luggage manufacturer. A luggage manufacturer. I've never seen one of these in my life. It's incredible. I'd love to have one. I'd love to make like a futuristic Nazi movie with these. Just have like a bunch of the third, fourth Reich people riding around on these with like a machine gun out there, you know? I don't know. Maybe we could like redo the fourth Indiana Jones, you know, actually, or the fifth one, to do a good one actually this time. We could get these Nazis on these. That's all I'm saying. Thanks, Chrysler. Probably not what you intended, but that's what you deserve. I'm standing in front of the Owasso Pulse. It was made, as you can see, by an aircraft designer who decided he wanted to take his hand at making a car. And personally, I think there should be more of these types of designs on the road, aircraft designs on the road. They're amazing, they're fun, they're fantastic, and they make you feel like you're flying, so pretty sick.
Marty, we have to go back to the future.
Well, here we are with the iconic movie car itself, Back to the Future. This is a movie-driven DeLorean. As you can see, it has the flux capacitor, and that's what allows us to go back in time and then relive this awful timeline that we're stuck in. And this is amazing. Now, Zemeckis made this. Originally, I think they had a refrigerator as the time machine in the original script, if I'm correct. But they settled on DeLorean because it looked like a spaceship, and it's amazing. And ironically, it's lived on way longer than the DeLorean Motor Company itself and has become one of the most iconic cars in all of cinema history and maybe in all of human history. I'd be hard-pressed to think of a car that people think of more iconically than this one. I'm standing in front of a wall of motorcycles. I don't know what the hell motorcycles they are. I don't know much anything about motorcycles except that they defy gravity on two wheels and they're exceptionally dangerous and I'll never ride one, but these are sick. These are super sick. I don't know. I'm here in front of the informational things. Maybe they'll tell us. It says right here, it says motorcycles are two-wheel vehicles that defy gravity and they're super dangerous and you should probably never ride one unless you love freedom. Oh look, I didn't buy a Lamborghini. I bought this weird kit car instead. Said all of my disappointed friends when I take them out for what is assuredly a six-figure kit car. I mean, it looks super sick, but honestly, just buy the Lambo. For all you Prius drivers out there, meet your daddy. This is the 1998 Esperante Sparky. This is the world's first purpose-built hybrid race car. That's right, this is the OG electric combustible engine hybrid. Now, it was too heavy to win any races at the time, but the techniques they developed in here are still used to this day in all hybrid cars, most notably torque fill, which is where they use the electric engine to get it going, and then the combustion engine picks up at higher torque bands. So this is it. This is your daddy. right? And you thought this was going to be an episode of Maury Povich? You are the daddy. The year 1987, Panorama City. On my wall, this, the 1985 Lamborghini Countach. It's the only car I've ever had a framed picture of in my life. Have I ever gotten close to buying one? No. I'm middle-aged. I couldn't even afford a tire on a 1985 Lamborghini Countach, but it inspired me. It inspired me to want more, to live cooler, and to be cool myself. Have I accomplished that? Up for debate. But this is the car that did it. Car as art, automobile as inspiration. Lamborghini Countach does it maybe the best in the history of any car. And what we have here is what every mechanic's garage actually looks like. It's a little known fact that this is how F1 cars come out of the box. And now you know. There's just something about this car that I love. I don't know. I think I'm gonna marry this car. I think I might marry this car. It feels so good. Well, either I'm dreaming or I'm really high. I don't care. Well, I'm either dreaming or I'm really high. I don't care. This is the Pac-Man car, designed in 1982 and originally inspired by Mork and Mindy's egg. The egg that Mork used to go back to Ork on, they converted it to a Pac-Man car because it was a huge phenomenon and, well, it's pretty amazing. Well, one of the most iconic things about cars are car video games. And here they have some of the most iconic car arcade games, carcade games that ever existed, along with probably my absolute favorite, which is Ivan Stewart's Off-Road. So why don't we play a game? Back in my day, games were coin operated. So here we have a coin. That's what they look like. Coin in the slot. Okay, I'm actually gonna have to go hands-free on this one, maybe. I'm the yellow card. So you get nitros, which makes you go faster, obviously. That's correct. I am playing this one-handed. I am now lapping them. Uh-oh. I got a contender coming up. Maybe, maybe not. Can I win this one-handed? Can I win this one-handed? Can I win a game of Ivan Stewart's Off-Road one-handed while I film this? Probably. I think the answer is yes. The answer was yes. We answered the riddle of the Sphinx. Can John win a game of Ivan Stewart's one-handed? Yes. I'm going to send that back in time to myself to prove something. All right. This is the 2016 low-res car that the Men in Black used to abduct me on a regular basis since the early 80s. It's nice they finally put it in a museum. Kind of fitting. As you can tell, it's super low-res. It's 8-bit. And right there, it can fit at least 2 Men in Black. Good job. This machine right here is special in the fact that in the 20s and 30s, this is how automobiles used to be powered. They used to fit 2 to 4 children inside the hood, and they would push. And they would work for their food while they would push the engine. And they would rate the horsepower by child power. So this was a 3 to 4 child power engine. And now you know. This is the mystery machine. What's notable about the mystery machine is that half of its crew were constantly stoned, known drug users, child-friendly drug users. And here you go, the mystery machine. If you look into it, you can almost see the mysteries being solved. And back there, a drug and sex den. A drug and sex den, that's the real mystery behind the mystery machine. How could they be out there solving mysteries while stoned in a weird LGBTQ plus IAAA orgy on wheels? The mystery machine. They also had a talking dog, but that's a whole nother thing. This is the 1915 Detroit Electric. It began being built in 1906 and were continued in manufacturing until 1939. Over 3,000 were built. Now get this, these had a range of 80 miles and its off speed of 20 miles an hour, which in the early part of this run was plenty for its urban use. Can you believe this? They tried to make us believe that electric cars weren't viable and that they couldn't even be built in the late 20th century, and yet at the beginning of the 20th century, this bad boy had an 80-mile range. Big auto, lies from the beginning. They didn't want safety belts, they didn't want safety glass, they didn't want electric vehicles, and they just lied to us the entire time about it. So this is proof. The 1915 Electric began production in 1906. Big auto, nothing but lies from today until tomorrow. I'm walking down an entire hall of electric cars that prove that Big Auto had been lying to us for decades and decades, basically a century. They've been lying to us about the viability of the electric car. So Big Auto lies yesterday, lies today, and lies tomorrow. Thanks, Big Auto. Wayne's World, Wayne's World. This is the 1976 Wayne's World AMC Pacer, one of the most famous movie cars of all time. They sing Bohemian Rhapsody in this car. They had Pull Down Licorice, and Wayne and Garth went on mad adventures in the Midwest in this car. So they have it here. It's amazing. There's really not much more to say. Swing. This is the OG Black Beauty from the Green Hornet. Look at this. This is absolutely gorgeous fantasy movie car. Doesn't get any better than this. Just a totally gorgeous TV car. I don't know what else to say about it, except it's here at the Petersen Museum. It's beautiful. This is the 1966 Volkswagen Beetle Herbie the Love Bug, as used in Herbie Fully Loaded. This is a legit movie car. Herbie the Love Bug is one of the most beloved and well-known movie cars ever created. They have it here at the Petersen Museum. There's not enough you can say. They really gave this car a lot of life. It's an impressive amount of character and life that they put into this inanimate object. And the VW Beetle was the perfect car for it because it is a world-beloved car. And what more can you say? It's Herbie the Love Bug. Gotta love it. Bond. James Bond. This is the James Bond Aston Martin. Such a classic movie car, one of the most iconic movie cars ever seen. This is a 1964, but it was remade because this was actually used in No Time to Die in 1921. It's fantastic. James Bond out there getting paid and getting laid for the Queen. He's a tool of the state. He's an assassin. We find out that he's just been being played the whole time after all of his movies. But you know what? If you're going to be an orphan who's used as an assassin, you're going to have amoral sex and romps around the world killing people that you don't really question why you're killing them, this is the car to do it in. The Aston Martin. Sean Connery, still the best Bond, although Daniel Craig's pretty good. Bitty for my taste. Not enough camp. Not enough camp for my taste, but let's just kill people and get pushy. All right, right now we're in the wedge area of the Petersen, as you can see. In the 60s, there was a design theory to go with wedges, which is also what every single Cub Scout and a Pinewood Derby race has ever done. But let's face it, there's one that's really responsible for all this breaking it through. It's a Lamborghini Countach. This is a 1974. I had a poster of an 80s Countach on my wall, like many kids. And it's not just because I'm Italian. The Countach was just the coolest thing that you'd ever seen as a kid. And it's the one that broke through. It's the one that broke through this design into the mainstream. And honestly, that basic car shape has dominated exotics ever since. They've rounded it off and done a few other things, but the low profile wedge really nailed it. And yeah, there you go. The mission? Make amazing action films your entire life, should you choose to accept it. This is the Fiat that Tom Cruise used in Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning. And yes, it is for sure a relic in Scientology now. Look at this. Tom Cruise has touched it. Tom Cruise has been in it. His essence has melded with it. It's right here. Tom, I want to make an action movie with you. Obviously, I'll be the comic relief and you can do most of the action, but we should do this. We should do this. I'll do a little bit of light driving. I can fly, maybe not like you, but enough to be in there. So let's do this. Tom, what are we waiting for? What are we even talking about at this point? Why haven't we made films yet, Tom? I went to West Point. You kidding me? Come on. That's the mission. Should you choose to accept it? Do you, Tom? Do you, Tom? I love you, Tom. Call me back. Just call me back, Tom. The 1982 Deckard sedan from Blade Runner. Look at this. All right, this is the 1984 Jeep J10 Honcho from Twister. Twister, a movie that taught us all that to survive a tornado, all you need to do is tie yourself with a belt to a little pipe and make sure Helen Hunt's on your side. I bet Paul Reiser wishes he knew that. And you can survive. So, what a cool truck. Love that film. Love the sequel too. The JOHNiVERSE at the Petersen Automotive Museum. You're welcome.